I just don't get it. I don't know how they come up with this pricing. What is up? My name is Brad and this is Operation GameCube. Now, for any of you that are new to the channel, in this series we're trying to build a GameCube collection starting off with just £10. By using our charity shops, our car boots, our Facebook marketplace, looking for stuff for cheap that we can sell for a profit to build a game fund to buy GameCube bangers. So I'm so happy that I managed to do that full reset last week because I feel so much better about it now. Everything's organised, tidy, I've got a good system going on. Been coming out here as often as I can, listing a couple of items here and there and just getting stuff moving, trying to stay on top of it so it doesn't get away from me like it was. And yeah, I'm feeling much better about it. And I think it's paid off because we've made 9 sales this week and that's one of our best weeks for a while. But let's get straight into the sales. I've had to write them down. 9 is just too many for me to remember. Now, most of them are off of eBay, but there are a couple from Vinted. So we'll do the eBay sales first. Now, the first thing we sold was that Godzilla toy, do you remember? I thought it was a Safubi. It's not. But that went for £18.60. The next thing we sold was that loose copy of Minecraft Story Mode. I sold that for £12.99. But after I sold it, someone reached out to me and said that I should have tried taking it into CX. They do, after all, reprint covers in there. So why wouldn't they give me the full trade-in price for a loose disc in a case when they could just print the cover? So yeah, something to bear in mind going forward. But anyway, next sale was that Bo Peep figure. That went for £11. We then sold that Digimon VHS. That went for £19.99. Next thing we sold was that Darth Maul double-sided lightsaber. That went for £13.93. And the last thing on eBay was that Green Lantern Blu-ray. That went for £18. So let's move over to Vinted. Now, the first thing I sold on Vinted, I like to sell plushies on there, get rid of them, sell them off cheap, but make some profit on them. And I sold a bundle of like Mario plush we've had for absolutely ages. It was Mario, Luigi, Toad and Yoshi, and I sold them for £10.50. We also sold that Xbox One S. If you remember, I found that thing for like £5 in a charity shop. Been holding on to it, waiting for a controller. But I thought, screw it, I'm just going to sell it. So I listed it on Vinted with a bunch of Xbox One games I've just had lying around. And that thing sold for £72. The next thing and last thing we sold was a Snorlax plush, a little tiny one. That went for £4.99. So after all deductions, that's a grand total of this to add to the game fund for a grand total of this. So yeah, nice little chunk of change to build up our game fund this week. Very happy with how it's going. Just want to try and stay on top of everything, but I feel confident enough that we can go out, start picking stuff up again because we're in such a good place that it's not going to get away from us. So let's just get out there, see what happens. Let's go. So after last week's full reset, I was in high spirits when I went out hitting the charity shops. Plus, it's December, Christmas is just around the corner. And I love Christmas. Plus, the month of December should see an influx of stuff in the charity shops with people trying to get rid of old stuff to make room for all the new stuff that will be coming Christmas Day. So yeah, I got out with high hopes to hit as many charity shops as I could. But as you know, life gets in the way. So I just tried to make the best of what I could. So along came the first sighting of a video game, and it was Minecraft for the Xbox 360. This will be a staple pickup, especially at £1 or £2, but look at the state of this disc. Yeah, had to leave this one behind. So this right here is a site we're seeing more and more in charity shops, and it just pains me that this is happening now in one of my favourite charity shops. This place used to be one of my staples. They were very much, games were £1.50, but now it looks like they're looking stuff up more and more, and you can't fault them for it. You can't fault any charity shop for doing it. It's just not what we want to see. But yeah, some cool stuff in the glass cabinets, but just a bit of a shame that they've started pricing the stuff up. And then a nice box of games here to finish off the charity shop hunts for the week. Nothing crazy in here, bunch of Call of Duties and stuff, but I did end up picking up 1 or 2 games. And then this god-awful ugly thing here, I ended up picking this thing up for my daughter. It is a fake though, which was a bit of a shame, but for £3 it was alright. Morning everyone, so me and the boy are up bright and early as we make our way somewhere that we haven't been for quite some time. I think well over a year, I think since we've been there. We're heading to Resolan Market. Now it's not the best place, but it's been so long, I want to see if it's improved or if it's any different, or just if we can find anything good. So that's where we're going. Got a quick coffee in hand, and let's just get going. See you in a bit. So, Resolan Market, what can I say about this place? It is unique, to say the least. Definitely a place I feel everyone should experience at least once, just to see what it's about. But as you can see, the building is a huge sort of hangar, and it's a leaky building. There's buckets and pots catching water dripping from the ceilings absolutely everywhere. People are sort of set up around the leaks. There'll be puddles and stuff that you have to avoid, but it was still kind of nice to get back up there after such a long time. I used to love going up there. It used to be quite the nice change of pace to pop up to this place on a Saturday morning with hardly any people there and sort of having your own time to have a look around. But the one thing that's always been there and still is there now is everything's sort of priced up. Everyone wants to make their money, everyone wants to earn as much as they can, and I suppose it's a bit of a strange one in that the vendors or the sellers up there aren't really in a rush to get rid of anything. They're quite happy for their stuff to sit there and sell for what they're asking for, and yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. It's not like a car boot. These people, I don't know how much they pay. It can't be a great deal to have a booth or a section of this building that they occupy. But yeah, very happy just to sit there and let the stuff sit and wait, and people to buy stuff as and when, and to make as many or as little sales as they do on the weekend, and just sort of sit around, have a coffee, have a social, and yeah, very strange place. But I definitely recommend, if you are in the area, don't come down for it by any means. It's not worth the trip if you live further away, but if you are local to South Wales, you should definitely pop up just to have a look and experience it for yourself. But I did pick up one or two bits and pieces, and it weren't a complete waste of time, but the stuff I came away with just didn't warrant the visit, if you know what I mean. And it's got a strange, there's no real opening time. There's an opening time, but don't expect everyone to be open at that time. I turned up at 6. I was there for a good 2 hours, I think, and there was still vendors and stalls that weren't open and didn't look like they were going to open. So yeah, you hang around trying to see everything, but you just won't unless you're going to stay there all day. But this guy was the best guy of the day with all his toys. I did end up picking up one or two bits and pieces from him. He was cheap. He wanted stuff to go. He was quite happy to make a deal and sell stuff off, which was great to see. Yeah, very cool stall this was. So I just wanted to film this vendor right here just to show you what you're working with. It's like a huge mess of stuff. You have to sort of get stuck in and dig around to try and find stuff. This dude right here was one of the car boot sellers out the front, and he had all these figures here. Kind of cool, but they were from Shein or Temu or something, because he was literally unpacking them in front of me. Plus he had a bunch of them 3D printed little animals you see at every car boot these days. Now this is the video game seller, and he had some cool stuff to be fair. And had I had some more money on me, I might have grabbed some bits and pieces. I've definitely got a bit of buyer's remorse here. He had one or two games off our list, a couple of the heavy hitters, and if I was in the right frame of mind and had the cash, maybe I would have picked up at least one of them from him. So yeah, you can see right here there is both Mario Party 6 and Fire Emblem, which are both on our list. So this is just another example of what you're working with. It's just a bunch of stuff all chucked on top of each other. You really have to get stuck in. You don't know what you're going to come across sometimes, and yeah, it's definitely a place, if you have the time and you want to spend the time, you could definitely root through a ton of stuff, and there is probably some decent stuff hidden away. It's just kind of overwhelming when you see this mountain in front of you and you know that you have to get right into it in the hopes of finding something, but potentially finding nothing. And that was rubbish. It didn't take long for me to quickly realise why I do not come here anymore. It's just not great. We've been here a little while now, just in the hopes that we could find a few more bits and pieces. It's a bit mad. So it says it opens at 6. There's a little car boot outside that probably get here before 6. And then all the sort of stalls inside take about 2 hours to open up. Yeah, you have some stalls that don't rock up till 7:30, 8 o'clock, and so you're walking around in the hopes that new ones will open and you can have a good look and see if there's anything good to sort of justify your visit. But yeah, I won't be rushing back up here. I did find 1 or 2 pieces, but nothing worth the trip really. The boy come away with something, so he's happy. But yeah, I'm not going to be rushing back up here, I can tell you that much. And we are back in the games room, and it's been a bit of a funny week. I started this week with the best intentions. I wanted to get out and do as much hunting as I could, like we used to, like old school B-Rad. But life just gets in the way. It doesn't always pan out the way you want it to. But to make up for the lack of hunting in a week, I decided to get up super early on a Saturday morning to go to a place I haven't been to for, I think, well over a year now, just to try my luck, see if there's anything good there. And it turned out to be a bit of a fail. But that's just what it is. That's just how it goes. You guys have been watching this channel long enough that I could go out and hunt for days and days and hours and not find anything. And then I'll pop out for an half-hour whim and find a ton of stuff. So that's just how it works. That's the name of the game. And this week just didn't pan out how we wanted it to. Having said that, I have found a few bits and pieces. I never come back empty-handed. And I also grabbed the game from CX to add into the collection, which I've got a few questions about, but we'll get to that very shortly. Let's get into stuff we picked up to try and sell or trade, but before that, let's do the money. So I spent a grand total of £8 on stuff to try and sell or trade this week, so we can deduct that from the game fund. And I spent £108, I think it was, of CX credit, so we can deduct that from the CX fund. So let's get into these pickups. So the first pickup was a bit of a, I'm not sure. It's gaming related. I saw it on the shelf and I thought it might be worth picking up. Just take a punt this time of year. Could be a little gift for someone. And it is this Minecraft light. This is one of their like torches, like their fire torches, I believe. And this thing like flips open. A couple of little screw holes there, and you can sort of screw it to your wall. It sort of sticks out like this, and the lights come on. There's a little button there, and there's a light here. Yeah, I paid £1.50 for it. I don't think it's going to fetch much more than maybe 5 or 6 quid, but I thought it might be a cool gift, especially this time of year. So the next charity shop pickup is a little bit of a staple, something you should pick up on the regular when you see it, and that's Coraline. I paid 50p for it. I think it trades in for like £1.40. CX sell it for 6 quid. Used to trade in for quite a bit more than that. The Blu-ray does trade in for more than that. And this is brand new, so I might try sticking this up on eBay for like 6 or 7 quid. We will see. But yeah, 50p for Coraline all day long. Couple of games from the last charity shop we found this week, or the last charity shop we visited, sorry. Couple of PS3 games. First one is Call of Duty 3 on the PS3. I think this trades in for like 3 quid, something like that. Paid £1 for it. And the other one is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Trades in for £5. Do I have it? I might keep it. Do like me some Harry Potter. Probably wouldn't play it, but yeah, it's PlayStation and I don't have it. So if I keep it, I'll stick £1 back in the game fund. I then headed to Resolan Market. That's right, it's been a while since I've been there. It's not the best, it never has been really. But the thing that sort of made it a fail for me is I got up early. It advertised online that it opens at 6 o'clock. So I was there for about 6:05. The car boot bit outside, that was obviously open. There's only about 6 or 7 people there. Wasn't a great deal of stuff. And then as you make your way into the market, it's an odd one. Like, so it says 6 a.m. opening, but people can not rock up till like 8, 9 o'clock. It's a bit of a strange one. I feel like they're not really too fussed about making as many sales as possible. I feel like they've got their stuff. This is the price for it. They're quite happy to turn up every Saturday morning, sit on their stool, have a coffee, have a bit of a social. And if they sell a few things, they're happy. So I'm talking DVD box sets in there for like 30, 40 quid, which is kind of what they're worth. They point blank told me, you know, this is a couple of quid cheaper than CX. So yeah, things are priced up in there. There is a gaming, like a reseller sells video games, and he had some real nice GameCube stuff in there. And I do have a little bit of buyer's remorse, is that what it's called? That I didn't pick up that Mario Party 6. It was in pretty decent condition. I think he said 95 on it, which is about 15 quid cheaper than CX. I just didn't have the cash on me at the time, and I didn't fancy driving all the way to find the cash and come back. But anyway, Ito Folds, let's get back to what we picked up. So the first thing I picked up is this box set. It is the Simon Pegg and Nick Frost box set. The 3 Flavors Cornetto Trilogy, that's what it's called. Yeah, I love these films, to be fair. Used to trade in for like 5 quid, only trades in for 3 now. CX sell it for 10. Yeah, they'll give you £3 trade. I paid £1. The next pickups were a bundle. I paid 3 quid for all 3 of these, and they're toys. And the first one is this King Phoenix, I think that's what it's called. No, King Sphinx or Sphinx. This is a Power Ranger toy from 1993. Kind of looks like Goldar, doesn't he? But he is King Sphinx, I believe. Yeah, paid £1 for him, so hopefully I can fetch around 12 quid, something like that. It's a decent little figure. 1993 Power Rangers. Power Rangers have a big following. Big cult following for Power Rangers. So yeah, worth picking up. The next one is this Turok Dinosaur Hunter figure. I believe he's called Jason Fireseed or something like that. Joshua Fireseed. There's not many of these available on eBay. I saw a couple coming from like Germany, priced up at like 17 quid plus 15 delivery or whatever. So yeah, a nice little figure this. He's missing all his accessories though. Supposed to have some sort of like armor on the front here, a claw hand, a gun, and I think a bow and arrow as well. So yeah, nice little figure from 1999, I believe. Yeah, hopefully we can fetch about 12 quid as well for him. He's pretty cool. The last one is probably the coolest and my favourite, and it is this WCW, what are they called? Wild Rides, I think that's what they were called. This is Goldberg's bike. It's pretty cool, nice figure. It's complete, in really good condition to be fair, and it works. It's got some lights there, it's got the button. I believe you can press it somewhere else as well. You can press down sort of these pedals and it does the noise as well. Yeah, cool little bike this, cool little vehicle. Hopefully around the £20 mark for this, we will see. Not sure how sought after it is, but yeah, it's from 1999 as well, I believe. I had the dates, completely forgotten them, gutted. But yeah, cool little bike that. I liked it, and to only pay £1 for it, it's definitely worth picking up in my eyes. And that's it on stuff to try and sell or trade this week. Like I said, didn't go to plan, had all the intentions in the world this week, but it's just how it goes sometimes. We'll carry on, we'll get back at it next week. We've still got bits and pieces to list there, still got all this stuff to list here, and the game front is looking pretty healthy, so I can't complain. But anyway, let's get into this pickup from CEX. I paid £108, that's with the £3 delivery, so this is a £105 game right here. Comes in many different forms, but let's just open it first before I start going off on one. And that game is Animal Crossing. So yeah, let's have a look. It should be complete. It is. It also comes with the memory card, which we'll get to shortly. And the disc is fantastic. So yeah, really nice condition. Really nice edition. I went for the full hog with the memory card as well. So yeah, complete with memory card. And that's what I want to get to now. So there's been a lot of talk about CEX as of late, how they come to pricing stuff. Especially with stuff priced with or without manual. You get games that will cost almost double with a manual, or at least half again with a manual, and then you get other games where the manual's only priced at like a couple of quid. So I'm not too sure. So while this game is a little bit funny, let's start off with just buying this boxed, no manual, no memory card. You would be paying £60. You'd be paying £60 just for the game and the box, no manual, no memory card. Now add a manual to that, and you're paying £70. Boxed with manual, no memory card, £70. So that's a £10 difference. £10 for the manual. Now, if you were to buy this boxed, no manual, but with a memory card, you'd be paying £100. And now, if you were to buy it boxed with a manual and a memory card, you'd be paying £105. That's only a £5 difference. So why all of a sudden, now that there's a memory card in the box, is the manual only worth a £5 and not a £10? How's it lost half its value just because there's a memory card in there as well? I just don't get it. I don't know how they come up with this pricing. Either charge me 110 and say the manual is a tenner, or have a £5 difference between the boxed with and without manual. It just, I don't know where they get the pricing from. It's all a bit mad to me. I don't try to understand it. because it's just all over the shop. They must have their logic. If you know, let me know in the comments below. If you work in CX, sort of try and get me to understand how you come up with these sort of pricings. It's just a bit odd to me. How can all of a sudden the manual be worth less because there's a memory card in there, or worth more without the memory card? It just don't make sense to me. Either way, I was happy to grab it complete with a memory card. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I'll stick it on the shelf. But yeah, so just a little bit of a head scratcher there. Why there's such a discrepancy on the price. Yeah, I just don't get it. But anyway, let's stick this bad boy up on the shelf and knock him off the list. And there he is. And that takes us to just 5 games on the list. Yeah, 5 games on the list. That's wild to say. I'm hoping maybe we can knock 1 or 2 more off before the end of the year. That would be fantastic. Also, I've mentioned before there's a couple other items I want as well. So we're a little bit off completing the series yet. But yeah, we are super close now. And I couldn't be happier. I think it looks fantastic. I really think it's a nice GameCube collection that anyone, fan or not, of the console would be happy to have in their collection. I think it's great. But anyway, I go off. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We will get back at it next week. I've also got a couple other videos coming in the month of December. I've also got my Christmas special coming, hopefully. So yeah, if you haven't asked and you want to, ask me anything you want in the comments below, and we'll do a little Q&A in that Christmas special video. We'll do some giveaways and whatnot, make it a little bit of fun to celebrate this time of year. But anyway, I'm going to go now. If you like the video, please smash that like button. It means a lot. If you are new here, please consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.